As a desert survival instructor who's taught his craft all over the world, these are two of my top tips for fighting heat stress on the trail. We're currently experiencing record high temperatures here in the United States, and that's nothing new for our summers anymore. We also have record numbers of people enjoying the outdoors, and this is leading to record numbers of rescues and recoveries on the trail from people going down to the heat. Heat stress can rapidly progress to heat stroke. It can kill very quickly. It doesn't just happen on the trail. It can happen on the baseball field, out on the playing field, and at workplaces as well. So this is for everybody, not just all my survival tribe out there. It's very, very important to engage in early recognition and have a quick reaction. Remember that early recognition, quick reaction, that will save lives. So number one is going to be this neat little emergency cooling trick I came up with for taking my clients out in the field here in these triple-digit temperatures of the West. With emergency cooling, we want it to be rapid. We can't cool them too fast. In fact, if someone collapses on the trail from exertional heat stress, from heat, they need immediate ice bath submersion. And of course, we can't always do that out on the trail, and that is what this is meant to replace as closely as possible. So what I do is I get one of these large desert scarves, also known as a keffiyeh or a shamog, and I wet it down. I roll it up in several layers of tinfoil, and I freeze it in the freezer the night before. Then I grab a quality insulated bottle, one of the ones that will hold ice for days and even high temperatures, and I fill it with ice water. I throw that in my pack, and it's good for up to 3 days on the trail. So how do we use it? Well, we shade up our patient, we shed unnecessary clothing, we drape the frozen scarf over them and pour the ice water through, and I'll tell you what, this snaps them out of it really, really quick. This works great when combined with cold packs, and we can even take some of the extra ice and, you know, go down the shirt if we want. I've used this technique many times in the field, not only for my students, but people we've encountered suffering heat stress in the field on some of the public lands that we've used. So this technique can be a real lifesaver. If you are a guide, if you are a coach and you need a way to perform emergency cooling for people in your party, I highly, highly, highly recommend this, especially for the day hikes and the overnight, since that ice and the frozen shamog are really going to stay cold for that short period of time. Number two is engage the 4 S's. As soon as you see someone in your party starting to suffer from heat stress, or they let you know they're starting to suffer from heat stress, engage the 4 S's. Stop, shade up, shed clothing, and sip water. We say stop first because exertional heat stroke, collapsing from the heat, cooking your brain, is one of the #1 exercise-induced killers in the United States. You see, you could be fully hydrated, in the best shape, dressed, ready, but if you're building up heat, you're exercising and building up heat faster than your body can deal with it, you're going to raise your core temperature too high and eventually switch your brain off. So right away, we want to stop building the heat. And we immediately put them in the shade. We want them to stop and rest in the shade. We want to get them out of that hot sunlight. And of course, shed clothing so we can have that evaporative cooling, the cooling from their sweat, take place on the skin and not just the clothing. Once you're out of that direct sunlight, we don't need the long sleeves anymore. We could take the shirt off. We can roll the pants up. If it's a real emergency, even take those off to make sure that nothing is trapping body heat, that the wind or any possible breeze or any fanning we provide, that wind is hitting the body. They're getting evaporative cooling on their body and cooling quickly. Shed clothing. And sip water is pretty functional. Believe it or not, if you're getting hit hard by the heat and you start to chug water, a lot of times that can come out as projectile vomit. If we're not near a water source, we're limited on water. We don't want you puking like that. We want that water absorbed. Water is better in the body so you can keep producing sweat. Now, of course, if the condition escalates, if they need help, they need rescue, engage a 5th S, and that is send for help right away. If you get a GPS beacon, a cell phone, you have no reception, nothing like that, send someone down the trail to get help. If you have engaged the 4 S's and it's still not resolving, there's a good chance they can't hike out in that heat on their own, and trying to do so may cost them their life. So that's why we say send for help if possible. So remember, early recognition and quick action saves the day out here on the trail. So I'm going to leave you with a little video on recognizing heat stress, and I hope you like and subscribe. Thanks, Sheila, for all the help today.
I just saw this very tragic story of a father and daughter who were found deceased in Canyonlands National Park due to heat factors. They were lost, ran out of water, and texted 911 for help. Sadly, it was too late to save them. Now, there is always something to learn from these tragedies, and as a survival instructor and former Fireline EMT, I would like to share with you some tips on how to ensure this does not happen to you or your loved ones. Catch the symptoms of heat stress early and take breaks. The first signs you may notice are a fast heartbeat and flushed red skin. This is because the body is increasing the speed of blood flow to remove heat from the core and radiate it off the surface of the skin. Of course, nausea, lethargy, and headaches are not uncommon. Know this, water alone might not save you. If your activity level raises body temperature faster than sweat and circulation can balance it, all the hydration in the world will not be enough. Once your brain gets too hot, it begins to shut down and you can no longer take reasonable action to save yourself. If you are working in high temperatures, bring at least 1 gallon of water per person and include electrolyte supplements. After consuming 2 liters of water, add electrolytes to the third. This will ensure good hydration, lessen heat stress symptoms, and prevent too much salt loss. If you run out of salt in your system, you can't absorb the water you drink, and that can be deadly. Know your limits. If you are not acclimated to the high temperatures, they will affect you more seriously. These individuals were from Wisconsin and likely not used to the 100-degree temperatures.